say that I'm really honored to be here and to witness this program. I've had contact with the hospitals here in this area, but this is the first time I've seen so many live people. And well people at this occasion. So I'm just delighted and overwhelmed with joy. Those are my pictures that I put together. There's some of them, and you see the pictures of President Roosevelt and President Truman. Roosevelt was the one, of course, he sent his wife down to Tuskegee when the fellows were saying, we can also fly. He said, I'm going to go down to Tuskegee and check on these fellows and see if they can really fly. And so you probably saw a picture of her in a PT-17. That was the first plane we were trained in. And she went up with the manager of the Tuskegee's Molten Field. And when she got back, she called Franklin and said, Franklin, these boys can really fly, open up the gates. And that's what he did. And as a result, 1,000 of us were trained as pilots in one fashion or another. Only 400 of us went overseas. And of course, we had quite a record. We accompanied the bombers, and I don't think they lost a one. I say they did because I was not. I was in class 43B. And the war was over in the middle of my combat training at Walterboro Army Airfield. And since I had my eye on other things in the civilian world, I took this as a celebration for my eventual departure. And I can tell you now how I departed from the Air Force, just as a personal episode. I knew some girls and something. To impress them with the fact that we could fly these planes. And so I took a P-47 up several days after the war was declared over in Europe. And I went up in the 47 for the first time. And I had a companion in another plane, but I think he chickened out. I never could find him up there at 15,000 feet. And so I said, looks like I'll have to do this by myself. And so I did. I took the 47 down at treetop level over Orangeburg, South Carolina, at South Carolina State College, and she told me later I made quite an impression. An impression to such an extent that some fellows called back at the base and say, hey, we got one of your guys buzzing us up here at Orangeburg. And so I was so visible and so close to terra firma, they got my number, EZ-27. Colonel called me in and he said, we got you. And he said, I'll give you choices. If you want to stay, we're going to court-martial you. But if you really want to make a choice, we'll give you another choice and we'll give you an honorable discharge. So I said, get the papers ready. And so that's how I got out of the Air Force. In 31 days, I had registered in 2 universities, and that was the story of my aviation life.